Well, first of all, there's a myth in the modern world that women can do whatever they want and they can have as much casual sex as they'd like to. This is not to compare men to women right now, it's just, and I think there's an element that's missing or that's dishonest. Because when a woman is sensitive and she's not hardened or half drunk or disconnected from herself, every time she lets something inside of her, it changes her, it moves her, and it becomes her. It leaves its imprint. So I remember this when it struck me this. I was dating a girl, I dumped her ass, but dare I say we remained friends. We were in the same so-called community. Anyways, and I organized the party and she was at the party, and it doesn't matter. Long story short, she started dating some dude that was in that group of people. A person that I didn't particularly like. Not that it matters, but you'll understand why I'm saying this. I didn't particularly like that dude. He looked like a rabbit. I'm a lion, and that's a rabbit. Anyways, to each his own. So anyways, and then if eventually they started fucking or sleeping with each other. It's not that she told me. And the day after the party, she came to get some kitchen stuff because there was a party and she used kitchen stuff. And she came in and I was sleeping on some yoga mats because, anyways, it'd been a long night. And then when she came, she opened the door, I saw her, and I saw her face, and she looked like the rabbit guy. I swear to God, I'm like, what the fuck? The rabbit guy's in her. And then I knew, I'm like, she banged the rabbit dude. So what I'm trying to say, and I've seen this multiple times, and I've studied it, and I've studied the women's strategies and what they decide to absorb inside themselves, and for what purpose, and how they use it as strategies for power, right? But when a man enters into a woman, she's taking you inside her house. So what you are enters her. And it seems that as simple as this sounds, it's become a far off concept. I'm going to say it one more time. You're a woman, right? So imagine a woman is less compared to a home. And then you enter, like, let's say you move into an apartment or some kind of loft. There's nothing in it. You enter there, in a matter of a couple of days, it becomes your place. Technically, it's the same four walls, it's the same divisions. Yeah, but it's not anymore. It's your place. You've embedded yourself in it, and everywhere there's your aura, your vibration, the way things are set up. You could technically not add so much. You can even add nothing. Just that you're there, you start to fill the space, and the space starts to feel like you. You know what I'm saying? So let's compare a woman, for the sake of conversation, to a house, or a loft, or a big mansion, whatever makes you happy. And then she lets a man enter that house. This is her house. It's not another house and she lives in the shed. No, she lives in that house. And then she takes you in the house. Think about that. So what you are is going to now impregnate that home, that house, that womb, that space. And now she has to deal with you in her house. So there's literally a stranger in the house. There's now two people. So that's something if you think about this. So let's say now she had a relationship with the person, and the person goes about their business. Now that woman has to digest the impregnation. Impregnation in the sense that somebody entered into the house and left his aura, left his impressions, left his mark, left his intention. Now she has to digest that intention. Absorb it into what she is. Absorb it into her. Imagine. So now she's not herself anymore. She's quote unquote possessed. So let's say you're a virgin. This is just an analogy. Nobody ever came into your house. So you're a little innocent, you know yourself as much as you know yourself, and let's say now some guy enters your house. Well, now for the first time, I'm not talking about from the outside or energies or emotions. Somebody literally enters your house and impresses you. Now in your house, there's somebody there. Imagine the sensation. If it's the wrong person, if it's not done properly, let's not get into those details. Now you have a person in your house. You better make sure that this is not a person you don't like. That there's a resonance between you and him. That his intentions match yours or complement yours or help you to go towards yours. Otherwise, you're screwed. You got somebody else in your house. You're invaded. His mind is going to be in you. You just think of it as a penis, but it's because you don't understand the phallus. You don't understand the phallus power, and you don't understand the sexual power. It's like, no, your whole body is a phallus. And like I told you, the cock is the plug. That's it. I don't want to minimize the cock. I'm just saying it's the plug. Without it, you can't get that total connection. We agree. But the power is in the wiring. It's not in the cock. The cock is the extension of the power. So all of that now goes into her. So let's continue with the analogy of the power, electricity, and power plant. So now you activate her. But what happens if what you are is trying to activate something in her that's not there? Or something in her that's dormant? Or something in her that's hiding? Or something that's your intent wants to activate? I want to make phones, and that plant makes stuffed animals. Imagine the confusion now she has to go through. Imagine, like she's receiving the voltage and the power and the intent to make telephones, but her power plant technically is supposed to make stuffed animals. Imagine the psychic, emotional confusion that's going to be. Now, how am I going to make phones? How am I going to make phones? How am I going to make phones? I can't make phones. I don't have the material to make phones. What the fuck are phones? Why am I making phones? How do we make phones? How do I become a person who makes phones? I want to make, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do, but there's like tissue and nice like stuffing stuff, and I. Because she let inside of her the wrong intent that doesn't lead her to herself. So what I was trying to say at the start is like there's a so-called myth that you can just have sex with whom you want. I was speaking now about the women's, the angle of women, and that when she does, it's like she can, no, if she's sensitive, she'll be like, just don't touch me for a minute now. If there's an actual something coming in her, and she's not a well without an end. It's like shattered, broken, you know? She's gonna need a lot of energy to digest, process, integrate, and put in action. Remember, you impulse energy and intent. She has to receive it, take it, digest it. Hopefully there's an alignment or a resonance. If it's not, she has to expel it. But even if she succeeds at expelling it, she can't totally expel it because you've entered the house. Let's say that she doesn't expel it and there's a resonance. She has to absorb this. It's going to activate powers in her. Let's say it's going to activate that chamber where there is sewing. And it's going to activate over there where they're like selecting the kind of like material. And let's say it activates that over there where they're blueprinting, you know, patron. I don't know say this in English, you know, the design. Right? A lot of things are going to start to be awakened and activated in her, which were dormant for the most part. So that now that part of the brain works, that part of the body is activated, that part of the mind is activated. Now this emotion, all these aspects of the plant are coming online, and they haven't worked or don't know how to work or don't. And then let's say this one works very well, but this doesn't work. Yeah, but you can't. It doesn't matter if you're good at sewing if you don't know what you're sewing. What the fuck are you sewing? Right? So all the pieces has to come. This takes a lot of energy. That's a lot of ojas. Ojas means the basic core biological energy. You need a lot of energy to process all of that. Now you're going to tell me that she wants to get laid right again. Again, another impulse? No, that's a junkie who just wants to get high and has no interest in working. yeah, so forget full men. I'm just talking about something enters her, so it will turn things on in her. Now imagine now if it's the wrong guy. So in reality, sexuality requires a knowledge of self. That's why we say a woman can have sex with any man. No. At the surface, if we pretend that womanhood doesn't exist as I've just described it, as there's a power plant and each woman is designed to make a certain kind of, to produce a specific kind of fruit, right? Sure, anything can come in. It's like, yeah, but that's not how it works. This is a land designed for this kind of seed. So if she doesn't know herself, she has a problem. Because now she may accept or invite anything in just to explore, but everything that comes in confuses her and first depletes the system. Because every time something comes in, it takes energy. When you produce something, it gives you energy, but being that you're producing fuck all, and you can never find a resolution because it doesn't match, it consumes energy. You start to become intoxicated. This is such a huge subject. I'm trying to skim over it. But what I'm trying to say is no, it's a totally false idea that you could just have random sex with just anybody. I'm speaking from the women's perspective. We can do it about the guys at another point. And that there is no consequence. No, there is consequence. So if the woman is led since the very start because her mom understands womanhood and respects the womb and the creative potential of woman, she will teach her daughter what? Sweetie, you need to discover who you are and what it is that you're designed to do. So in that way, your radar will be attracted to the right kind of man. That means who's resonant with you. So it's not a question, yeah, you see this beautiful man, he's tall, strong, intelligent, yeah, but that's not for me. He's still tall, beautiful, and strong. Handsome, intelligent, and he can be friends with my brother or friends with my husband. Yeah, but that's not for me. The lust now disappears. There's a respect. It's not for me. Because if I take that in, it takes me that way. But if I go that way, I'm diseased. I suffer because I'm not producing what I'm designed to do. So why would I accept disease inside of me? I won't. But in order to have that kind of, in order to have that clarity, you have to have an awakened compass. You need to know and feel yourself. She needs to feel her womb and understand it, so that then she attracts and magnetizes the appropriate partner who will not take her away from herself, but will lead her to herself, or will lead her to the full actualization of herself. Because clearly the man is necessary. Unless you live in society and believe that this social zoo bullshit is the emancipation of women, which obviously it's not, as statistics show. We have only disease and madness. So I don't waste my time talking about this. If you think this, then you're clearly on the wrong channel. I'm talking about genuine womanness and the womb power, and right? I'm not talking about mad society and women pretending to be men and psychotic men pretending to be psychopaths. No. Okay? So, and in the same way as a man, you discover what your potential is, what your power is. And when you look at a woman, you're like, well, yeah, this is a beautiful woman. She's got a beautiful potential. That's not for me. Why? She can't handle what I have. I can tell this is not, I'm not going to go tell her this. I don't want to disrespect her. And it's not a disrespect. It's like, well, no, I have let's say 200,000 volts. And this is a factory that at best can be 110. Why am I going to go, if I go plug myself there, I have to make myself smaller. I don't want to make myself smaller. I want something I want to find something that potentially I have to revamp the factory, but it has the capacity to handle that voltage, because my progeny has to be greater than me. I cannot make myself smaller and expect that what comes out of this is fantastic or superior to me. That's nonsense. So as a man, when you understand who you are and the level that you operate with, yeah, there's so many beautiful women and all kinds of beauty, the inner beauty, outer beauty, intelligence, all kinds of things. I'm like, yeah, but that's not for me. She's that category of person. Now, when I'm young and I'm dumb and I feel like being an idiot, then you go fuck around. But then what? How do I know this? Because I got into trouble. Trouble why? I'm like, let me show you, right? It doesn't work because you go cuckoo. And eventually, when I was in my learning process, I met some more mature women who had been around, and they tell you, it's like, listen, dude, you got to stay away from me. You're too powerful. It sounds cool, but technically it's not. Like, she's a mature girl. She's like, I don't know, I go, it's too much for me. Like, I go too much out of balance. This is a professional, that's a pro. Like, that's a girl who's been around. She's seen cock, right? So she has the maturity to understand, like, I can't swallow you so easily. So just stay away from me because it perturbs my system too much. So you get this a couple of times, you start to understand, okay, there's like, this is not for me. It's too small. It's too feeble. It sounds negative. I'm not trying to say negative. It doesn't have, it's not made, it's not designed to sustain that kind of intensity. So you start to discover that. These are things that are, in my opinion, quite obvious, but seldom talked about, if ever, yet so obvious, and everybody needs to know that. It's like, not everything is made for everybody. It's not bad that this is not for me. It doesn't make me less of a man, and doesn't make me more of a man either. It's just, well, this is where she operates. Why can't I respect that? And if I have a brother who operates there, I'm like, you brother, I like her. She's a good girl. She's intelligent. She's got a potential. She no doubt needs a little revamp. Get some paint, get some screwdrivers, the whole thing. Fuck, let's redo the whole thing. But it's got a good potential. Like, you can meet each other and she has a willingness to grow, but it's not like you're good. Great. So why not? No, I have to mag her. I'm like, it's not for you, dude. And when you do that, you violate her. And I'm going to tell you something. When you do that, when I say you violate her, I didn't say you raped her. But energetically, you kind of did. There's going to be consequences to that. Big subject. I'm not getting into it. I can see it. I'm not getting into it now. I didn't say you raped her, you did something wrong. I said energetically it's incompatible. So in a way, it's a form of violation to her. And you're supposed to know where you're supposed to plug yourself. So if you don't, you're an idiot. So when you plug yourself in the wrong place and the person short circuits and have a psychotic breakdown of some sort, she coming after you in the energy fields. It's on you. So that's part of sexual maturity. It's like, don't stick your cock anywhere, moron. There are consequences to sticking your cock somewhere. Creates bonds and attachments and links. You really want to be a link with that. Anyways.